Utah-based plant is a big deal, providing nearly 5 million turkeys.
Animal activist group shot this video showing thousands of ill turkeys.
I'll sing you the first song that you'll ever hear. I'll give you the first gentle touch. I'll bring you to safety, whatever it takes me, through farmland and wire and brush. But what brought you here? I'll sing you the first song that you'll ever hear. I'll give you the first gentle touch. I'll bring you to safety, whatever it takes me, through farmland and wire and brush. But what brought you here?
I'm really happy.
Without a thought in my mind, I paid for them to have their heads cut off. Gentle little creatures, so I owe them.
I'll tell them your story throughout all my life. I see you, I'm sorry, I'll try. I see you, I'm sorry, I'll try.
Fishing a little bit so you're not on the road.
Still be able to have our differences and still be able to sit down and talk. That's the main thing. So this is the first step.
Thank you very much. Very inspiring, and I know everybody is so thrilled. Thank you, sir.
Can I ask when you started this business?
We
want to
did not start this one. Okay. We were not here last year when you guys had the incident on the farm.
Good evening. Claims from an animal activist group are getting national attention. That group went undercover at a Utah turkey farm and documented deplorable conditions.
The farm supplies turkeys to the Norbest plant in Moroni, one of the biggest turkey producers in the world. The Utah-based plant is a big deal, providing nearly 5 million turkeys to countries around the world each year.
This is a modern turkey farm, folks.
Over a 9-month period, California-based animal activist group snuck into a Sanpete County farm that raises turkeys for Norbest. The group shot this video showing thousands of ill turkeys.
With Thanksgiving a couple days away and Norbest being one of the biggest producers of turkeys, certainly got a lot of people talking.
We actually stepped up because the farmers were told 2 days before Christmas they do not have a job in January. They're closing the plant last year. And because of that, we're turkey farmers in California. We've known these folks for a long, long time, and they're great people, and it's a great valley, and they need the turkeys, and we just had to step up.
And you're trying to help people have jobs.
We're helping people to have jobs. That's our purpose, is to make jobs. That's exactly right.
And that's an admirable thing to want to do.
That's all we know how to do.
Yeah. And do you think if we could create jobs that didn't hurt the animals, would that be, ideal for you?
If we can figure something out like that, you come tell me.
Wonderful.
I'd like to know.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Can I ask your name?
My name is Rick.
Rick, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rick.
And that is
Thank you, guys.
absolutely amazing. We are here.
Sure.
And some of the animal activists from DXC are talking to the owner of the turkey farming.
Guys, when you want to, we set up a tent in case it was going to be raining. We also got heaters in case it was going to be real cold. So please, and there's tables and chairs and everything over there. So please sit down, enjoy, and let's get together.
Very kind. Thank you.
Turkeys are over there too.
Wonderful.
Thank you
guys.
so much.
So this
welcome.
owner of the turkey farm, which is right here, is releasing 100 turkeys for Thanksgiving. Living turkeys that will go to direct action everywhere. Direct action everywhere.
Only my parents call me lazy.
To a sanctuary.
They would, wouldn't they?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you.
That
Thank you.
never before thing done for the animal rights movement. This has never happened before, that the owner of one of these turkey farms has given.
Thanks all you leaders. It's not a problem. It's not a problem.
That's why I just wanted to say that I think maybe it would help. Have you heard of the Good Food Institute?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, they're actually a group that are helping people that do like animal agriculture transition to like plant-based.
And it's called Good Farming?
No, the Good Food Institute.
Oh, Good Food Institute.
Yeah,
okay.
right.
Okay.
And Bruce Friedrich is kind of head of that, and I'd be happy to.
Is he in Berkeley?
No, I think he's back east, but I'd be happy to put him in touch with you, and he can maybe give you some advice on that. I would love to do that. May I do that? May I have your contact information or something?
My contact is real simple. It's rick@pittmanfarms.com.
Oh, perfect.
It's real simple.
And I'd love to put them in touch with you and just run it by you, because I mean that's kind of the future.
My name's Jamie Cromwell.
Hey, how are you?
And I played a farmer in a film called Bathe.
Oh, you were the farmer, huh?
Yeah, so
I gotta go watch that movie.
I want you to know it does work out. When you make a sweet gesture like this, a really fine gesture, it all works out. I wish you the very best. I'm really thankful for what you've done.
Well, no, you came all the way. Thank you for coming. I know.
Because of what you did.
No, I didn't do anything. No. It's just something where two people wanted to at least, get together.
Well, we're together.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, James. I appreciate it. Hey, Rick. I probably ought to get your autograph.
You think one day you could turn your slaughterhouse into like a tofurkey farm, like a vegan farm one day? You think?
If I was smart enough to figure that out, I would try.
Okay.
The food that is being grown and fed to the animals already, that could be transformed food directly for the humans.
Right.
And there would be a surplus. Do you see any specific challenges that could...
There's challenges in everything. Whether we can overcome all those challenges, I have no clue. But it's something we can work on.
It should be 100,000. It should be millions, and it will be. So this is the first step of a journey that we're all on.
Thank you. Thank you so much, James Cromwell, one of my heroes, actor, activist, who is relentless in his pursuit of justice for all sentient beings.
What stops you the most? Is that the fear that you have, that you will lose funding from animal agriculture? Is that more the lack of resources? Or is it the regards of, lack of support from the workers? What's the biggest obstacles that you have to before you get yourself to working with the animal activists?
To be honest, I don't have a good answer for what you're saying at all. What you're saying is where can we go to try to make this a different type of place? And I don't have those kind of answers because we haven't figured out what would be something that we could be able to produce that people would be willing to buy.
What if we could help you find the answers?
That's what we're open for. Okay. That's what we're open for, okay?
Absolutely.
We don't have all the answers. Okay.
Vegan stuff sells amazing, trust me.
Especially in Utah.
Yeah, they're, oh my God, I can't believe all the stuff in SLC.
Out here.
Yep, there is.
Yeah, I can already tell you are started listening to your heart. That's really good sign.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
What would you say to other slaughterhouse owners right now?
Yeah, that's
platform. What would you tell them?
Oh, I wouldn't. They wouldn't want me to say anything. Let's just keep this as the first step.
We'll keep it a secret. Only us and the people watching.
Yeah, the people that want to hear about it.
Have you encountered dogs and cats in your life who you cared about?
I had dogs.
Yeah. And
until I met my wife.
Oh, I see. Nice. Yeah. And have you ever heard the word speciesism?
No.
So the idea behind speciesism is that it's similar to racism and sexism. So like if we were to say that it's wrong to kill a dog but fine to kill a pig, that would be speciesism because dogs and pigs are equal, so it's kind of like racism and sexism. Or if we were to say humans matter but animals don't, that might also be a form of speciesism because, we are animals, we're mammals, and nobody gets to choose how they're born, and there's nothing wrong with being different. And so despite the differences between humans and animals, or the differences between a dog and a pig, or a cat and a turkey, the similarities outweigh those differences, is that they feel pain and pleasure, and they have friends and families, and they want to live as much as we do, and they value their lives. And it really doesn't matter that they're not as smart as us, because there's a lot of humans who aren't as smart as us. Take children, for example, or adults with mental disabilities might not be as smart as us, and yet we're compassionate to them because it doesn't matter how smart they are. What matters is that they have lives that matter to them.
Absolutely.
And if we don't need to cause them harm, we probably shouldn't, is the idea. Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense.
Yeah. So
how we can put that in our lives is going to be something we have to work on.
Right, exactly. Easier said than done.
Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you again.
No,
Changing a couple thousand years of tradition is not easy.
And it'll change.
Yeah,
change
definitely.
happens.
We're seeing it a lot.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot. There's been a lot of progress already. A lot of progress.
Great, thank you.
Absolutely. Oh, did the farmer come out?
Well, I think so. I recognize the guy from one of the videos we watched that we thought was ours, and talked to your vet, and everybody's really great. And,
oh, you've already been out here?
Yeah, I went over and chatted with him.
Did you get a chance to share with people?
Yeah, I gave him. I told him we're gonna make some adjustments or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So Rick, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna. You know, I think there's kind of a twofold concern. One is if there are too many people crowding around there, we're afraid the birds are gonna get frantic.
Just don't get too. No, they won't. If you move up
close, then
no, they'll be fine.
Okay.
Those birds will be fine.
I think what we'll probably do is just
if you get too close, they'll fly.
So keep our distance.
But they won't. They won't, guys.
I think we want people to be able to get close, but we don't want them to get close with all of them at the same time. So what we'll probably do is just get the animal caravans out, just have the animal caretakers. We have like a team of about 10 animal caretakers handling this on the inside.
Yeah.
And are we gonna move?
But towards the slaughterhouse more, like right in front of the slaughterhouse actually.
Is that poop or is that the one? Yeah, that's
That's bad.
Yeah, and then you can also numbers. I think there's at least 13 numbers. We don't have 13 little crates.
Rachel?
It's a process, not an event. This, I think, people are realizing
We'll check that. We're gonna check that.
And I've been talking to but
Each turkey comes with each
right before me.
They're my favorite.
All right, folks, can I get your attention? Putting myself with handled turkeys many times, so we're not too worried about it. It's just a little bit of a chance. Let's just make sure Rick is here as well. We're walking through the front. Folks, this is Northwest Turkey Processing Plant. Here there are 4 million animals that are killed every year. The animals are killed to serve as our Thanksgiving feast, and today we're here with the deliberate of that. A message of compassion and peace, even between animal rights activists and slaughterhouse workers. Because we know that the folks who work behind this plant, the owners of this facility, the ordinary people who are eating the Thanksgiving turkey, they are not cruel, mean-spirited people. They also believe in animal compassion. And it is our job as activists to show even the workers at a slaughterhouse that another world is possible. That we can treat one another and the animals with peace and compassion. So what we're going to do is stand outside these walls for just a moment, in a moment of silence. And then we're going to walk over to the holding area, where the birds are brought on trucks, and see the empty trucks. And remember all the animals who will not make it out of Thanksgiving alive. But also will show our good faith to the folks at this plant and at this company by leaving vegan food for them at the doorways. So when the workers come out later today, when they come in tomorrow morning, and yes, when they come in on Thanksgiving, they know and they see that animal rights activists have compassion for everyone. And we want to feed the world with beautiful, nourishing, peaceful food that does not have to come at the cost of animal cruelty. Does that sound good to everyone? Yeah. Okay. So let's just have a moment of silence.
but at the invitation.
Okay, folks, we're not touching anything on the property. We're not touching on the property, anything on the property at all. We're here to bear witness. We're just here to bear witness. The holdover area. And when animals come to the slaughterhouse, they come in these trucks where they're pushed in, sometimes hundreds or thousands at a time. They're chicken slaughterhouse trucks that have sometimes over 1,000 animals in a single truck. Under the 28-hour law, birds are not protected at all. Mammals and theory are supposed to be given food and water at least once every 28 hours. But birds, rabbits, animals that are not considered animals under the Humane Slaughter Act and other federal regulations don't receive any protections whatsoever. Without harming even a single animal. But to get there, we have to believe in people. We have to believe in the future of this world. We have to believe in the people of this world, about the prospects for change. So let's do that with seriousness and somberness in our hearts, but hope and optimism for the future. We're going to walk out of this holding area to the pens where the animals are currently being held, and one by one we'll take these animals into their cargo vans, into their vans where they'll be taken to sanctuary.
You don't have to get too close. Let's just not get too close.
What are you both doing here? You're providing.
So right here, if you see on the bottom of her foot, you see that little, this little thing in the center. That means she has bumblefoot, which is which occurs when animals are bred to birds specifically are bred to grow so fast that the bottoms of their feet begin to swell and get infected. Oh my God, you're so sweet. You can also see she's got a few little scrapes on her leg and both legs. And it appears that she has it on both feet. So, if you guys look right here, she's got a severe bruise underneath her wing. It's dark purplish green.
Yo, Vegan Evan, what's up,
Are you
dude?
guys next?
How you doing? Oh, I'm good, man. I'm happy. Yeah. What do you think about all this, buddy?
Are you excited, Evan?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Well, these animals are being rescued, and these animals who just want to live are going to live and not going to be on someone's plate, so I'm really happy.
How old are you, Evan?
I'm 8.
Who's not even 10 years old yet knows this, and we can all learn from Evan.
This has just been amazing. I mean, Evan, I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy he's getting to experience this. He decided to stop eating animals when he was 4, and he decided to go vegan at 5 despite me embarrassingly trying to talk him out of it at the time. And he's my inspiration, and he's probably the reason we're here today. And this is just so excited. This Thanksgiving marks 22 years for me not eating an animal.
Wonderful.
So this is extra special to be able to walk one of these girls to safety.
That's so great.
Nice.
This happened.
So Rachel, only one of us?
Yeah.
And Chase, if you just turn over here with her for a second. Do you have anything else you want to say?
This is a beautiful, innocent creature who deserves rights, and she will have rights. And she's no different than a dog and a cat, and she's no different than the way that we feel in the way that we express our desires.
All right, well, thank you for taking her to safety.
Just call somebody.
Should we just call somebody, Zoe? And Kelly, you should turn over here.
Thank you. They're lining up right there. She's setting them to line up right there.
She's getting home, I guess. Yeah, let's get to the left. Top left, yeah.
Yeah, there's 32 in here.
We're doing forward creek. Okay, go see your friends. Here's your friends. Okay. She is so good. She is so good. Top right. Watch it. Hang on.
Wow, amazing.
So cool.
That is awesome. Nice.
Alright, so
Animal rescue out.
It's time to stop discriminating against animals. All they want is to just not be stabbed in the throat. It's not a big ask.
Good. Owen? I mean, do you have any words you want to share?
She's so beautiful.
Can you stand there and make sure that nobody leaves without backup? No one's handed over without backup.
I'll tell them your story throughout all my life. I see you, I'm sorry, I'll try. I see you, I'm sorry, I'll try. I'll sing you the first song that you'll ever hear. I'll give you the first gentle touch. I'll bring you to safety, whatever it takes me, through farmland and wire and brush. But what brought you here? If it's only money, then all the world's savings aren't worth who I'll save from this place, where the floor here is bloody and the future's ashamed of the thousands who came to this place. I'll give you the first kind words you'll ever know. I'll witness the pain in your eyes. I'll tell them your story throughout all my life. I see you, I'm sorry, I'll try. I see you, I'm sorry, I'll try. We'd rescue you from a place so cruel. Who knew we'd rescue you? We rescued Ella from a Costco nightmare. She was so scared. Now she's doing much better.
We're not. Yeah. The owner of this one said no
Cookie!
Well, why are we getting free food?
Today, 100 turkeys were released, and we're here in appreciation for y'all.
You guys are really good here. Oh, the peanut butter and chocolate syrup.
Está frío. Quería que iba a haber agua caliente, pero creo que ya está.
Gracias.
There's definitely some cognitive dissonance going on. The way we are raised, I think, by and large, is to be empathetic human beings and taught to have respect for all living things. And at the same time, the people who are telling you to have respect for all living things are eating flesh.
Yeah.
And so you know, it's hard to divorce the two. Because if mom and dad, who are good people, are raising me to be a good person, and they can eat flesh, then there is no moral imperative to not do this.
Absolutely.
And so I think that on your guys' part, to go out there and educate people and try to talk to people and get them to learn and to be more empathetic towards all living things is a great thing.
Absolutely.
And I think that another problem is that most of us are super separated by a lot from our food sources. And so you can have empathy towards all living things, but if you never see an animal be slaughtered, if you don't see where your food comes from, it's hard to differentiate it from any other foods. It's impossible, I think, maybe to be empathetic towards an inanimate object because you never saw the life, you never saw the process that it had to go through. You never see, you never saw that chicken's beak get seared, or you never saw that pig's tail get cut off. You never saw the practices that might go on within the meat industry. I think about things a lot more now, for sure. Before I worked here, it would never cross my mind when I was purchasing meat or buying something with meat, it wasn't in a non-thought, a non-starter. And now I think about it. I have grown as a human being, and I recognize that animals even turkeys are much more similar to us than I could have ever recognized.
I have no idea.
You know, but it's difficult. It's difficult not to get jaded. It's difficult not to have fear about losing your job. It's difficult, it's a difficult process to wholly embrace an idea that's antithetical to how you've been raised. And racism and xenophobia, and that's changing, we're changing as a people. And so, there's definitely hope to be had.
Very true.
Before you go,
super quick.
Do you have any friends on Facebook? Bye.
Bye. See
Nice
you
to
later.
meet you.
Thank you guys for coming by. We appreciate it.
Do you want to grab more before you go in?
Yeah. I will have something to drink. For sure.
Okay, yeah.
How blue her eyes are. Not sure which girls we're going to end up with in San Diego. We got to
Do I look weird?
Everybody wants to do one. I don't blame them. It's sweet, isn't it, when they're in your arms?
Did you charge with the ag guy best?
Part of this to be able to, show how kind of gentle these animals are, which is what I was trying to document when I was outside the slaughterhouse in Draper, Utah. What I saw was what I thought was animal cruelty, but instead of, charges being held against them, it was held against me, and I'm just really glad that, today, it's not even just taking pictures, it's actually carrying animals to safety.
But you'll make friends. It's gonna be like college, but for birds.
It's somber, but it's hopeful.
Somber because of all the others?
Because of so many others, and these birds, they never got to experience with their families. They've just been through so much already. So it's wonderful that we got to take them to new places, but at the same time, these birds are refugees. These birds are victims of a violent system, but it's amazingly hopeful that so many people are here, so compassionate and so loving, and so willing to sacrifice to give these birds a better life.
What would you say to people, and you could even look in the camera eye, that are still planning on eating or deciding right now whether to eat turkey? What would you say?
I just want to call for empathy. I think looking at these animals and just seeing him in the eye and holding her and feeling her warmth and feeling her body, it's just, she's a living being and she doesn't want to die. And I hope that we can remember that this season. I was part of the mass open rescue back in September for Petaluma, and I was one of 58 activists who was arrested by the police and charged with 2 felonies and a misdemeanor for rescuing birds who had been abused at a factory farm in Northern California.
And are you still possibly facing jail time?
Still in the works.
So you're still facing felonies for rescuing birds?
Charges have not been dropped. So that is correct.
Well, incredible heroism. What is your name?
My name's Dean.
There is a flutter when they go in, so be prepared for that.
I think this one's gonna go through. She's calm.
There you
She's
go.
a sweet girl.
Good girl. Good girl. And folks, if you're what a beauty. Can I ask you, as you close that and this beautiful animal now going to sanctuary, tell us briefly your story. You were prosecuted.
That's
for
right.
What?
I was prosecuted for rescuing turkeys from this very farm, from a Northwest farm, and facing many decades in prison and felony charges for that. And it feels so good to be back here today, taking these same turkeys out, but with full cooperation and with media and with people with love in their hearts. And so it feels so good.
You faced many years in prison in order to try to wake the world up that they don't have to kill. You're safe. You're not going to be killed for a holiday. No, no, no. I wish I could say... Yeah, she's talking and saying, "Where's my friends? Where are my friends?" They're communicating for sure. Chase, you're an amazing activist. What runs through your heart at a moment like this? Do you think this is part of the shift?
Oh yeah. I mean, like, the simple fact is that I didn't get to choose to be born a human. They didn't get to choose to be born a turkey. There's nothing wrong with being different, so we need to stop discriminating against animals. They need our help. And I just feel so guilty because, you know, for 26 years of my life, without a thought in my mind, I paid for them to have their heads cut off. Gentle little creatures who did me no wrong, and so I owe them. And I'll never stop.
You are one of my heroes, Chase. You never stop. You bring tears to my eyes because I know how hard you fight all the time. Struggle for these babies. And just imagine this little guy or gal times 47 million. Please, you can make a compassionate choice. It's not too late. You can bring a vegan meal to a Thanksgiving dinner. You can go to a vegan restaurant and pick up a meat alternative.
This is a modern turkey farm, folks. Poor baby. The fact that she's making noises makes me somewhat more optimistic. There's so many birds. Too many. Careful. Water. Are you good? Look, she's perching for the first time in her life. Hi, who's this? Hi, handsome.